Today we will be talking about the Mural Board. It is a collaborative tool that is very, very user-friendly and is very versatile. When you join an organization where they currently use the Mural, you will be lucky because they will already have templates. They may already have boards that have been created. In my organization, we have a lot of rooms. The Mural gives you different rooms. Once you start using it, it creates your own room for you. And we'll have a lot of rooms like the coaches' rooms, the community of practice, the managers, the POs, and all that. And for transparency, everybody has access to those rooms. You can just go into any room and look at their murals. You can either, this is Titilayo's room, you see that? You can either create a mural or you can use an existing one. Now this camera is, okay. Start screen, create a mural, okay, scroll up, okay. Find your plan. Oh no, we already have an unbecoming agile one. It's asking me to pay, sorry. Okay, no. All right, let me just use the ones that I already have. So this is a test one that I created for collaboration. For example, if you have a board like this, and you want to do something on the board, you would have, this is my cursor, you have other people on the board and you can see them moving around. And then you can use a sticker to type something in. And once you do that, or you can either just click in here and create a sticker to type something in. This section right here gives you shapes that you can use. This is, for example, if you are working on a Scrum board and you have a dependency, you can use this to create a link from one to another, saying this story is dependent on this one. This board is busy, but I'll give you a clean one in a minute. And then these are shapes that you can use. You can use this to create a section by itself. This is how this section, for example, was created. Section right here. Here, you can import images. You can import whatever image you can search. There, I can just, and you can import an image. Just drag, you click it and drag it on the board, depending on what you're looking for, what you're working on. Now, another thing you can do on the board is, for example, right here says icebreaker link. You can import a link into your board. Let me move this cursor. It's not trying to work today, huh? It takes you to another mural board. Okay. Now, what you could do, I didn't like using this for icebreaker, just because of the transparency, anybody can go in there and see, but for privacy, once you create your board, you can lock it like this. Click on this eye, it locks it. When you click on the eye, it opens it up. So if you use this for your icebreaker for your retrospective, and you already created your answers or your questions here, you can lock it like this. And once they come in, your team is in and say, okay, pick a number. And the person says, I want number 2. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why? The answer is, the question is revealed, that person talks about it, and that's how you do that. Now, if you're working on a clean board like this is the clean board. This is how you create outlines over here. Click on this image or whatever you want, add outline, and you can say question number 3. how you create an outline. And then once you lock that, it locks the number, it locks that question. If you're working on, say you're working on something else that does not have an outline, and you want to create an outline for it, you will do it the same way. For example, the mural board can be very busy, very, very busy. And if you have more than, say you have like 3 or 4, for example, we use it for PI planning, you can have 100 people on the board. But as a facilitator, when you go here, you can say, don't show me cursors. So that way you don't have people going around, all the cursors flying around. I'm going to send this link to Coach Fumi. Follow me. So you see how the cursor would follow. Actually, I could put it on that chat. If you click on that link, Coach Fumi, you'll be able to come in on the board. And then I can see your cursor moving around. That's how you see cursors moving around. Now, if you want to use, there she is on becoming, that's how, can you imagine if you had 100 people on the board, you'll see them moving around like that. I could say, don't show me cursors. I won't, hers or whoever is on there will not show on the board once you do that. So that way you don't have, it's not too busy. Sometimes it can even get, you can feel dizzy just looking at a lot of cursors walking around the board. Now, if you
Sorry, you're not sharing.
Did I stop sharing?
Yes, you did.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry about that. This laptop is very sensitive. Can you see me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so
Yes.
are you back in, Coach? Sorry about that. Okay, she's back in. So this is her cursor. See, move around on becoming agile. Where did you go?
I'm actually here. I think you stopped the cursor from showing.
No, don't show me cursors. I didn't click that.
Okay.
It shouldn't show. Anyway, if you guys saw her move around once, you can rejoin the board or something. Okay, there it is. There it is. So you can imagine if you had, for example, for a PI planning, 100 people on the same board trying to collaborate. Then you as the facilitator can say, don't show me cursors. So that way you would not see the cursors moving around, right? Now, if you have, say you picked a blank board. If you have a board in here, so you go into one room and they already have something you're looking for, you can click here and say duplicate. That way you'll be able to, this is asking me to purchase this. Maybe later, all right. It will show you a duplicate mural. You should be able to duplicate a mural. That's because it's not a paid one. Okay, so you can click here and say duplicate, then you have a duplicate mural. If you go into, say, one of the coaches' boards and they've already created something that you like that you want to use, you can just do a duplicate one. Well, you guys saw me sharing earlier, right? How you can create the outline here, the one that I showed earlier. Did you guys see that?
Yes, we did.
Okay, you did that. You saw that. Okay, good. Now here's that's the icebreaker one. I'm trying to find a blank one. Okay, if it would let me create a blank one. This is one that I created while I was just trying to find something, put something together to show you guys. So if you, for example, I started out with a blank one. If you come in here and say, this is a brainstorming, and this is the section for brainstorming, but I don't want it to be called brainstorming. You can rename it. Click on these 3 dots and rename this section and call it collaboration. You could do that. You could just edit and remove, edit the instructions and we remove what the instruction says here and remove it. So it becomes your own outline that you created. This is not working today. Okay. Okay then. And save it. Then it becomes empty. Or be visual. Becomes collaboration and it's empty. And then when you click on each outline, it takes you to where you need it to be. Because there are some boards that would be very, very busy. You can have up to 8 sections or 8 outlines. But by clicking on each outline, it takes you to where you need to go. Now for icebreaker, I'm going to continue using this one that I have because it's not allowing me to create a new one. Say, for example, you have a question here, an icebreaker question here where it says, what did you do? What did you like to do as a child? Let's make it about work. What would you like to change about Scrum? If you could. That's a question for everybody to answer. You have your team, there are 10 of you, and each person, this is the question actually that you would have for the icebreaker question. And then each person would now pick their stickers and try to respond. So in order for somebody's answer not to be influenced by another person's answer, you can do it in a private mode. When you do it in a private mode, I will not see what Fumi is typing. Fumi will not see what Paula is typing. Once everybody's done typing and answering the question, then you open it up, then the answers are there and you'll be able to read the answers out. So you can do that in a private mode. So one person's answer does not influence the other one. So those are the steps. You want to be able to create an outline. I showed you that. You want to be able to do a private mode. And then you also want to be able to do like a dot voting. For example, as COP, they asked me to coordinate. I'm coordinating our outing for a COP at work. So I just created a blank mural board, just a blank one. I clicked on a blank one. And I did, I put the restaurant name, I added the link, and this is how you add the link. Say, Chinese restaurant. Chinese restaurant, right? Oh, private mode and private mode. Yes. All right, so Chinese restaurant, American restaurant. So we have 2. Mind you, it's on a blank screen. I'm just reusing the same screen. So we have 2 now. We want the people to vote. We want people to vote on this. All right. So we go into shapes. You can go into shapes. You can use one of these dots. This is a big one actually, but you can get a small, oops. You can get a small one. Okay, when you have when you have a board that's acting up like this, you can lock the elements. And the option to lock would be lock it so any member can unlock, or lock it so only the facilitator can unlock. So you're not dragging and dropping. See how I was trying to pull something, and if you have like 5 people there trying to pull stuff, it will just be dragging everything. So you can use that lock and unlock feature to do that. Okay, so now it's unlocked. Now all I'm trying to do is move this. You can actually use one of this, make it a, no, sorry, about the color. A red dot. but this is too big anyway. So once you get it to what size you want to get it to, you can duplicate it. Right click, duplicate it, or say you want like 10. So 10 people are going to vote. And then you say we're going to dot vote. So we have 2 restaurants and we're just going to pick which one. Oops. So 2 people are going to say one person is, I pick the American restaurant, you put your dot there. I pick where is the other restaurant? It's hiding somewhere. I pick a Chinese restaurant, let's say that's it. Put your dot. When they say let's dot vote. So people, you'll have about 10 of these circles and people will just pull the circles around whatever they're picking to vote for. All right. So that's another thing you can do on there. So collaboratively, you can create, I don't know why it's not letting us create a blank one. It's asking us to pay, but because normally the one at work will just let you maybe later, then maybe we can find a blank one. So what I'm hoping. All right. It's letting me, okay. All right, but these are some.
What if you click on maybe later? Maybe that would help.
Did.
Oh, okay.
I did. And here it is, maybe later, and it's still not. But here, oops. Okay, here's the brainstorming one, idea one. I went into one of the templates that's already there. Here's one that you can use. Say you want to, when I wanted to facilitate one of our COP meetings, I think I actually used this one. The problem statement, you can change it, like I said. For example, you can make it, let me move this videos. Did it go away? Oh, I don't know why. Okay, you can change this problem statement. You can make it, you can change this outline and say, I want to call it, for example, I want to call it, oh, see, it's not letting us edit this. It's not letting us edit the template. Okay, anyway, what we need to know is an idea of how to use the mural. And fortunately, when you see it's a template, so when you get in an organization where they already have the mural license, you should be able to search and use one of them. Here's one. Untitled Mural. No, that's one more than one that I had before. All right, let's use this one. Customer segment, it takes you there. You can call it, you can change this to say, team collaboration. And you can edit the instruction by deleting it. But once you do that though, you have to go save. You have to go here and change it to, oh, it's locked. Open the cursor. Unlock the elements so you can use, always unlock the elements so you can use, otherwise it's not going to let you. Do you see what happened? Team collaboration, you have to change it to customer segment, to team collaboration. So that way, when you click on it, it takes you there. So that it correlates with the name that you put on here. Value proposition, you can change it, click on it and change it here. And then once you click on it, it takes you there. So it takes you to the area you want to be. However, once you're working on it and you want to either minimize your screen, you go here, enlarge it, you move around here with your cursor in this box right here, this purple color box. That's how you move around. And then if you are working on something, say you're working on an icebreaker or you're working on a question, a collaborative session, you can time it. You can use the timer, or you can use the timer 5 minutes. Once you start, excuse me, once you start the timer, it will run for 5 minutes, time you for whatever event you're working on. And then after the timer goes off, then that session is over. You can also share. Now, one important thing we need to remember, when you're working in the mural, because not everybody has the license. Some people may just sign in as a user, not a license like an employee. You may have people who are third-party employees. So you want to make sure you click on this share and make sure you click on visitors and show that everybody can edit. Because sometimes when you share your screen or when you send a link, even some of the people on your team cannot edit. They say, oh, I can't type in there. I'm trying to click on the sticker, I can't type in. That's because they don't have edit access. So remember to go in there in the share box and click on edit and click on everybody visitors can edit. All right. What else do I want to show you? There's private mode, there's voting, there's timing, how you move around. You can change the outline. You can lock your outline. Let's use this one. This will be the last one. And you can add a link, or you can incorporate or import a link. I wanted to show you that. You can import a link into, say here, import a link into your mural. Say, for example, google.com. If you're working on your mural and you want to make a reference to Google, you can just type Google here and move this Google here, right? And you click on this link, google.com, and then it's right there. Did you guys see that? It's right there. So you can have everything you need on the same mural board. You can go from one mural board to another mural by adding the link in here. For example, now, oh, you're having a discussion. Oh, like the restaurants that we were voting on. I put the restaurant name, I put the link on there. So when you go in, you click on that link, it takes you to Google. It says third party, okay. Takes you back out to Google, the link that you added. And then you can go back to your mural board from there. So that is how you collaborate on one mural board. What went well, this is for like a retrospective. Actually, if you're able to search, I mean, if you have the license or you're working at an organization, you can just go search retrospective. It'll bring you retrospective ideas. You can use any of the boards that are already there. You can create a new one from scratch using a blank board. You just have to change it to whatever you want to change it. So you can import images and use it however you want. That's pretty much how you use the mural. Just get conversant with using your mouse and moving it around. Here is a retrospective one that I used. You can have your team names here. This is Frank. You can change it, change the names. Mike, Tim, and you write all the names. And then when they come in, the first thing you want to do with checking in, just so, hey, how are you guys feeling today? And they put their smiley face, sad face, loving, I'm feeling loved, I'm sleepy, And they say, oh, okay, Tim, what do you have? Tell us about it. Oh yeah, I'm sleepy. I didn't have a good night's sleep. I went to the club last night. So this is a good one for retrospective, actually. So everybody checks in. Once they check in and all that, then I used it, but I also created a section for the icebreaker, where I had the icebreaker created on there, and then I locked the eye, like I said. So you lock the eye because you create this in advance. You don't want the team to go in and see. You don't want anybody else to go in there and see. So that's why you lock the eye, this eye. So, and then you can move on to, okay, what went well, what didn't go well, action items, and whatever you need, you can change this. Yeah, I changed this part to my.
Hold on. All right, take care.
I changed this part to my actual icebreaker questions. So that's how you navigate the mural. It's very easy to use as long as you're conversant with moving your mouse around, and then be very careful not to move the elements in there. The facilitator may lock the elements, but also if you want, for example, if you want to recreate a board that's already in somebody's room or even in your room. For example, I used the mural for my sprint review. So I want to create another sprint review for the next sprint. You have to go in and do a duplicate mural from home, not here. Because if you don't do that, if you don't do a duplicate mural and you just open it and start typing it, it types over it. But if you go in and search and get a mural template, yeah, you start typing, it doesn't type over it. It will just save it into your room. But once you've already saved it in your room and you go in there and you want to duplicate it, you have to make a duplicate before you start typing over it. Otherwise, it would override what you had in there before. So that's pretty much what you can do with the mural. Does anybody have any questions? All right, I think everybody got it the first time. Yeah, really wanted us to click a blank one, but for some reason. Maybe later.
So I have a question, please.
Go ahead.
So outside the retro, what other ceremonies do they use this board for?
You can, oh my, you can use it. You can use it for anything. You can use it for your meeting, for meeting agenda. You can use it for coaching. You can use it for a lot of things. There are a lot of templates in the mural. Whatever you want to do, you can search. It brings up the templates that you're looking for. For example, I use it for my sprint review. If you search, it brings up a template for sprint review. You just create it and modify. Or you can come in here actually and say, for example, let me show you. Let's just delete all this and pretend this is a blank one. So I was trying to get a blank one. You can start from scratch. You can get a blank one and create it however you want. For example, I said I used it for voting for our team outing. So that's another thing. I just came in here and I created it for voting for our team outing. And we did the dot vote and added the dots. Now, I remember when we were during our PI, I just got a blank one and I named it Team Avengers Breakout Meeting Agenda, something like that. So I put in a lot of questions, a lot of things that we would work on during a breakout session. And it's showing this huge sticker because that was what was there originally before I deleted it. So whatever you've already put in here is what you will have. So you can, if you want to have additional stickers, make sure you minimize it to whatever size you want before you start clicking to give you duplicates. If you start out as big, it will continue to give you big ones, okay? So you can get a blank screen and just come in here, and I just put in, we'll discuss old features. We'll discuss velocity or capacity. I know that correct. So you can create anything you want. You can use a blank one and just use it to identify your dependencies. Or say, okay, this I want this as a safe keep. You can use it for like a notepad. But the coaches, they use it for coaching, training session. I've used it for training, coaching for my team. You can use it for a lot of things, The templates are there. So once you go in, you'll be able to find different templates. These are the ones that I was playing with. These are popular templates, for example. So it depends on what you want to use it for. But it may not sound like, oh, maybe I'll use it, maybe not, until you actually get into an organization where they use it. This is conducting a brainstorming session. When we have our COP meetings and you will be facilitating the meeting, there's one that we call Lean Coffee. You just go in there and you put all the things we're going to talk about, and it's just it's a collaborative tool. So it's for whatever you want to use it for. You can get creative with it.
Thanks, Mama T.
You're welcome. So if there are no questions, that's it. That's how you use the mural.
Thank you, Mama T. Good job.
You're welcome.
You just have to view the mural board as a whiteboard. It's a whiteboard. You need to have conversations, discussion. It's a whiteboard. Imagine when you have like a teacher or a trainer standing behind a whiteboard and they're using but this is just a digital whiteboard. So you can use it for anything. And it comes with a lot of templates. It's pretty interesting. You can open up a free version for yourself and just play around with it. You never can tell. You might need it in the nearest future. So thank you, Mama T.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.